Okay, so now we're going to start to set up attacks from butterfly half guard, and we're going to be attacking the far side of the body first. We will eventually cover the near side underhook. It's just not a good strategy to have as your sole attacking series from butterfly half guard, because if we're here, they're going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be trying to pummel past this knee and also pummel an underhook of their own, okay? So if we're here trying to pummel underhooks the whole time, they're gonna be doing the same thing. We're gonna nullify each other a lot, okay? And also with our series, underhooks from here is not really the best thing because they're gonna be head wrapping us immediately and then using that to pass, okay? So one thing that they're not really looking for, and it's actually easier to get, is far side underhooks. So the first underhook we're gonna be going for is the scoop grip on the far side. Okay, so an underhook is of the arms, scoop grip is an underhook of the legs. Okay, so I still have my positioning, knee in the near side shoulder, knee in the far side hip. I'm controlling with either a cross shoulder post or a collar tie, okay? Another thing that you can do here is a cross lat post, which is essentially a frame onto the far side of Joel's lat, okay? Right, so either grip that you have, we're gonna be reaching for that far side scoop grip. As you see, my knee is going to get in the way, so my knee's going to drop as I'm starting to go here. And I'm looking to get wrist deep, okay? Once I get wrist deep, I can let go of whatever grip I have and get a gable grip here, okay? Now, where Joel's weight is on his leg, it's going to be really hard to try to go for X guard here. So we're going to be shifting his weight all the way from being on this leg to that far side, or this near side leg, I'm sorry. So the grip that I'm having here on that leg, I want most of his weight off of that. And the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna start to pull myself a little closer to I'm gonna shoot this leg in behind that far leg, and I'm gonna be pushing with this top side knee, okay? And as you see, this distributed his weight fairly even between his legs. Whereas before, probably at least more than half of his weight is here on this side. So make sure that we're pulling with this gable grip, shooting this leg through, but pushing with our knee here, okay? Now, to get his weight off even more, I'm gonna straighten this leg and put it on the mat, okay? I'm gonna start to pull my hips forward and underneath Joel, okay? It's gonna be the same concept as our prior X guard entry. I got control of the leg. Now I need a wedge behind his leg. So foot is on the mat, I'm pulling my hips forward, but I'm rotating from my right hip to my hips facing the ceiling here, okay? Now, once we get to this position, as you see, most of his weight is on that far side leg and not a lot here, but we're still not finished, okay? Because Joel can start to pressure into me, he's able to bend this leg, go ahead and start bending the leg, and start to pressure into me, and we reset back to that position. So to prevent that from happening, this grip is gonna slap up the leg. This foot that was initially posted on the mat, I'm gonna kick and strip my hips from the ceiling, just facing the same direction as Joel. As you see, this shelves the shoulder on her leg, and we immediately end up in X guard. Don't be X guard here because he starts to pressure into us, starts to posture up. If we're having issues, as soon as we turn to this side, we're gonna be in good positioning here. Okay, so another time. Here, scoop grip with whatever grip that we prefer. But now make sure that you get a gable grip. We're going to pull and shoot this leg through, okay? So that bottom leg is going through. That way I can start to post it on the mat. As I'm doing that, I'm pushing with this top knee to build some posture and weight distribution here. I'm gonna start to dig my heel, my right heel into the mat, pulling his knee on top of my chest. And the way that I do that is by rotating my hips, okay? So don't feel like you have to lift their whole leg with your body. Heels on the mat, sliding the leg up as I'm shrimping out to the side, facing the same direction as Joel, okay? But you're probably asking yourself, what if they go for a cross face here? So if I'm here and I go for a scoop grip and he goes for a cross face, this in the half guard position would be bad for me and good for him. But with my legs in place, this is actually a liability for him. If he goes for the deep cross face, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let go of this scoop grip and I'm gonna grab the far side shoulder crunch grip. My grip is going above the shoulder line. I'm grabbing the gable grip here and I'm pulling down into my stomach, okay? If you're below the shoulder line, he postures and pulls that arm out. If you're pulling towards you, towards your face, he postures and pulls that arm out, okay? If you're pulling down towards your stomach, he postures and pulls that arm out, and it locks into that shoulder joint, okay? So go above the shoulder joint and pull straight down, okay? But the most important part here is this right knee, okay? So if you leave it flattened out here, he just starts to sprawl and puts his weight in, and now I'm in a flattened half guard. This isn't good, okay? So as soon as I'm going for this grip, I also want that knee into that far hip. That way, if he goes to sprawl and end up in half guard, it's not helping him, okay? Now from here, my left foot is still on his hip. I'm gonna start to push off of his hip. I'm also gonna push with my right knee to help me rotate with my hips facing the ceiling, okay? Now, there's a few things that we can do here. We can continue to use our legs to kick and face the same direction as Joel. Same mechanics as the X guard, okay? We're gonna be doing foot into the far hip, extend out onto the arm, and enter a clamp guard, shoulder clamp guard here, okay? Or what we can do is we can go knees to the chest, kick him forward, and now I'm in a seated shoulder crunch guard, okay? Where we can start to threaten sweeps or just fall back onto the arm into our clamp guard series, okay? Let's do that again. Here, calling for that scoop grip, he goes for the cross face. Make sure that right knee's in that right hip, pulling down into my stomach, pushing with my right knee, pushing with my left hip or left foot on his hip so that I get my hips facing towards the ceiling. I can continue to use my legs, or I can forward shift them into here, okay? A lot of things you can do from here. Sweeps, upgrade the head wrap, go to clamp guard, whatever you prefer. But your attacking series, you can combine these two things, all right? So always be looking for this far side grip. Going into here, he goes to cross face. If you go here and you don't get your grip in time, or it's not deep enough and he postures out, we can go back onto the leg, okay? It's just all about weight distribution, and this is a good combination that you can work, okay? But we'll continue to build off of this series.